It was a good adaptation thing. Fun fact from what I know about this, yeah, King had first draft rights when the movie rights were sold. Did the first draft of the script, and then supposedly like they just rejected it, they just hated it, and like Kubrick and that what's her name? I forget her name, and I just watched the movie recently, and it flashed up in front of me, and they anyway this yeah they rewrote the whole thing, and like
Yeah, I wonder what that movie would have been,
I
although,
I
you
will
know.
say it's not always the best when writers get to adapt their own book. King's stuff that he's been able to adapt himself is kind of notoriously always not as good as when he has nothing to do with it and people just take the material and like
Well, he
do
probably keeps
something.
it like a little too close to the novel.
I think that like I watched Pets. I hate to keep bringing up a book we didn't read this week, but yeah, like in Pet Cemetery, I watched the original version of that, and he did the screenplay for that one, and it is just so corny. Like it might be the direction too. You know, it's not always his fault.
Also,
Like,
some things like can
but
fly in novels that just can't in a movie,
right,
you know? It just doesn't play well visually or it doesn't sound as natural in actual dialogue that happens out loud.
it's kind of the same
Yeah.
thing. He does like to have this trope of like a wise older person sometimes, like Holleran in this novel, and then there's a character in Pet Cemetery. I can't even think of his name, but like the old guy in that, who's like the wise older character who's trying to help whoever is like suffering, like the main characters in the novel, and uh, that was just they didn't do a good job of putting that on the screen, and it was bad. And the remake, I think John Lithgow played it, and he did a better job, but it was still it wasn't good. Jed, I think his name was Judd. Judd, yeah, that was his name. That old the old guy in Pet. Anyway, yeah, I'm getting off topic with different fucking book. But yeah,
Yeah. Certain things that were adapted for the movie, though, like I'm finding myself questioning more now, you know? Like Danny's character. I mean, definitely Wendy's character. Like she
yeah,
didn't need to be like a sniveling kind of dumb bitch.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. I will
She
say
didn't have to be that.
I will say what they did with Danny's character did make him scarier.
It did make him
Yeah,
scarier, but we also didn't get as much insight into his character in any
right.
way.
We got
Like,
almost
I feel like
zero.
that, yeah, I feel like that could have been done, but I guess, if you're trying to keep it like mysterious and they really kept like Jack as the focus of the movie, like we were really mostly in his POV, except a few times we were in Danny's.
Right. Mostly on the trike or that little
Yeah.
big wheels in the
Yeah, but
movie,
Danny
but
sees like a lot more in the hotel, and the hotel is a lot more active.